I know one point you wanted to make, well, again, in the exhibit and with your essay, is that that there was a lot more depth and variety to Dick's music than a lot of people know. I mean, his signature song, "A Tombstone Every Mile," and he kind of got to be known for like truck driving songs, but that there was so much more to his music than that. You want to
Well, I mean, there was. I mean, he grew up with the music of Jimmie Rodgers, like so many country music. And, you know, people think, this certainly came up often in Dick's career, well, how can somebody from Maine represent country music? Well, to some extent, the question is a misunderstanding of what country music is, I think, and I think you probably will all agree. I mean, country music has nothing to do with the manufacture of country music. It has to do with the great appeal, the human appeal that country music has exerted over the years to people all over the country, from Maine to California. And you could see, for instance, at the beginning of Merle Haggard's career and Buck Owens' career, the sense in which Nashville tried to exclude the West Coast from being central to country music. Well, Dick grew up with so many traditions, including the Acadian tradition, the French-Canadian tradition, the Acadians who had come down from Canada and didn't go on to Louisiana and stayed there. He grew up with fiddle music, and he grew up with step dancing. He had an uncle who taught step dancing, I think. He grew up with accordions, and he grew up with Jimmie Rodgers, just like somebody like Lonnie Mack grew up in Indiana with the same kind of thing and the same fascination, with 1,000 miles away from home, just waiting for a train, you know. So he transmuted all that. He transmuted what he heard from Jimmie Rodgers, who just remained a tremendous influence. Hank Williams coming along, and Josh White, too, were enormous influences and gave a kind of bluesy component. These are three different bluesy components to his music, all of which was original in its own way. So in a way, it was unfortunate. It's the way that the typing of music, the categorization of music up to the present day is a limitation of the talents and the individual talents that people bring to their music. But Dick, in the end, was able to transcend that. I'll just give one example, though. At the beginning of his career, with the songs that he recorded for Event Records, Al Hawks' great Maine label, Event Records, the lead instrument on his records was his own rhythm guitar, and played in a unique way. And he always described it as a tonking rhythm. Well, I mean, he had been so impressed with the picking of Merle Travis and Josh White both that he did his best to imitate it. He didn't realize they were playing with their fingers, and so he did it with his pick. And he said so he was doing it all wrong, and he created a sound that was unique to him entirely by mistake. But that guitar was the lead instrument on his early recordings. But from that point on, from the time that he started making records out on the West Coast, after he had started playing with Buck Owens, right up until the end of his commercial career, where his recordings were done in Nashville, his guitar was excluded, and it made for a completely different sound. So when eventually he made his last album, Traveling Through, on Rounder, once again he was playing his own lead rhythm, and it wasn't that he was imposing something extraordinary on it, but he was giving the music his feel, and it allowed him to draw upon all these different traditions with which he had grown up and to establish the Dick Curless sound rather than fitting Dick Curless into the sound, the studio sound of the place that he was playing.
Well, the sun come up the morning, feeling mighty bad. My baby said good morning, and it made me mad, 'cause I'm evil-hearted me. I'm downright evil as a man can be. Well, now I don't even care if it rains from now on, or the woman that I love had never been born, 'cause I'm evil-hearted me. I'm downright evil as a man even care if my baby leaves me flat. I got 11,000 others if it comes to that, 'cause I'm evil, evil-hearted me. Well, I'm downright evil, evil as a man can be. Well, I'm gonna sing this verse, and I ain't gonna sing no more. I'm gonna sing this verse, I ain't gonna sing no more. Well, and life just don't seem worth living when you're evil like me.